technical crew, you guys have a whole lot of work in your hands.
Okay, well, away from that to the Chan Eagles, the guys were here, yesterday when the Super Eagles B team were actually in action against Congo. And in case you did miss out yesterday, and maybe you've not heard, well, it was the first win really for the Chan team at the 2024 Chan tournament. Nigeria's home base Super Eagles wrapped up their Chan 2024 campaign with a morale-boosting 2-0 victory over Congo, thanks to goals from Anas Yusuf, the highest goal scorer in the Nigerian Premier Football League 2024-2025 campaign, and Sikiru Alimi, the former Remo Stars man. We're hearing these days, he's actually signed dotted lines with Rivers United. Well, already eliminated after back-to-back defeats to Senegal and Sudan, the Eagles went into the final group game playing for pride at the Benjamin Mkapa Stadium in Tanzania. When the first half ended goalless despite Nigeria's dominance, but the breakthrough came after the restart when MPFL top scorer Anas Yusuf put the team ahead. Alimi later doubled the advantage to secure the winner. Despite that result, Nigeria exited the tournament in third place with 3 points, while Congo finished bottom of the group on 2 points. They should be jetting back home today. Tony, we did see that game yesterday, and there is something about Eric Chell and not starting Anas Yusuf, and even the fact that we did see him get a goal. He was actually bundled out towards the tail end of that game. I mean, a 2-0 win, more like redeeming their image, if you ask me. But it was a little too late for the Chan team.
Well, dead rubber game. It did not, mean anything to Nigerians. Maybe just for pride. At least let it be on record that they went to the Chan tournament and at least they scored a goal. How playing 3 games without winning would not have been so good. But then I think we should have learnt our lessons. For me, not surprised, Sam. I said it here a couple of times for those who listen. I knew these boys were going to disappoint, and they actually proved me right. Going to the Chan tournament, the players, is not as if they are not good. I'm going to look at it critically. I think for me, preparation was very poor, very, very poor. You don't just go into a tournament and you bring players 2 weeks, 3 weeks to a tournament. You bring players together and expect a miracle to happen. It doesn't work that way. You don't give what you don't have. So for me, it was a case of the players not prepared on time. Our league was not even on, Sam. Most of these players were match rusty. Yes, some will say, the league just ended a few months ago, and were they not training? But you can't compare when players are playing competitively, like almost week in, week out, with them not playing. So, have we really learned our lessons? I hope we have. For me, I still would say that Eric Chell had no business with that Chan team. I think the NFF goofed. They should have allowed Coach Ilechukwu and Coach Daniel Ogumodede to take charge of that team. No disrespect to Eric Chell, but I feel the 2 coaches I mentioned earlier, Ogumodede, the Remo Stars coach, and Fidelis of Rangers of Enugu, they understand these boys better. They see them every other day. And of course, but then I don't know if we've really learned our lessons. Now they're going to come back. What next? The players will go back to their respective clubs. Already the coaches were shouting. I was listening to about 2 coaches in the league saying, hey, I better go. If I don't feel score, make when I come back. The league is kicking off in the next few days. So for me, well, disappointing performance, poor preparation, and that's what it is. If you fail to plan, you plan to fail. And I think the NFF planned to fail because we did not have the best of preparations going into this one. Did we play the top teams, Sam? Academy teams we played against in Ikene. Can you compare that level of football playing an academy team with playing a national team? Certainly the answer is no. So all these things combined together led us to this downfall. And I think everybody, the coaching crew, the NFF, the players, all of them should take the blame for disappointing Nigerians at the Chan tournament.
Well, unfortunately, I've not been the biggest of fans for the Chan tournament, and I mean, more like reiterating that I just need that those boys will just go there with those 4 hands.
And how do you explain it, Sam? Eric Chell. You have the top scorer in the NPFL, Anas Yusuf, who scored about 16 goals.
Yeah.
For Nassau United. You took him to a tournament of that nature, that magnitude, and you never started him in your first 2 games.
And Godwin Obaje had a few minutes.
Godwin Obaje of Rangers, top player.
But you were playing Sikiru Alimi.
That was
in minutes.
Sam, if we want to look critically into this, I think Eric Chell should be booted out.
Okay.
Yes, because if we want to look at how this players fit, Sam, you and I know these players. You know, fine, we may not be coaches. Some people argue and say, hey, you guys are journalists, you're not coaches, you don't know what's happening. But the truth is, once it comes to
these boys
once
the
it
longest,
comes to the
really.
NPFL, once it comes to the NPFL, we can tell you that most of those players that were called up, Sam, had no business. You know, who's Leonard Ngenge of Ikorodu City?
Well,
What are his stats?
Fine season with Ikorodu City.
Kudus Akoni of Remo Stars. What are his stats? You know, with the team. So these are the things we should look at. You took about 8 players from one team because Remo Stars won the league title, and at the end of the day, they went there and they embarrassed themselves. For me, a coach is as good as his last job. For me, Eric Chell has got no business with the Chan team.
Oh, with the Super Eagles?
That one just is a missed score. Let's forget about qualification.
Anyway.